Hi there. So in this video, what I'm going to go through is how to sell, okay? How to sell. Because obviously, if we decide to become creative and we're making stuff, you know, we're making these amazing products, and we go through the marketing so we get people to change their belief about what our product can actually bring to them, the advantages that they will get from the product. We then need to sell the product, because even though somebody will look at the marketing and go, yeah, that's great. Yeah, it doesn't actually make them buy, you know. Now, selling is a story and an offer. That's what selling is. Now, sales, you don't sell things to people by lecturing them on why they need the product. Okay. For example, there's a book. I don't know if I've got a copy of it somewhere. It's not here. It's a book. I'm going to see if I can find a copy. Hang on. Anyway, there's a book. I mean, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember, you know, exactly the time when it was, and it was a few years ago when I was still in my other marriage, and I was going through a particularly bad time. It was, you know, I mean, this isn't the first. I mean, I'm currently in my second relationship, and it wasn't until we had children that I decided that I was going to make this journey towards financial freedom, because I didn't want to miss we were planning on having children. I didn't want to miss those kids growing up as I did with my first kid, because I was always in the hospitality trade. I never saw him growing up. But my first attempt to reach financial freedom, I tried while I was in my other relationship. And it was one night I'd come out of work, and it was absolutely bucketing it down with rain, right? And I was parked miles away, and I'd come out and I'd got my clothes on. I was getting absolutely drenched. I hadn't got an umbrella. It was freezing cold and the wind was blowing. And I could see a little further along, there was this guy sitting in a bus shelter, actually, sitting and under the bus shelter, keeping dry. And he was in this most amazing suit, and I could see him from miles off. And I was like, wow, you know, the thing that drew my attention was just this guy that was in this really expensive suit sitting in a bus stop in the rain, and it was freezing cold and the wind was blowing. But I suppose, you know, I thought, well, he's just sheltering out the rain. And as I was sort of getting closer, I could see this limousine coming up. It wasn't a limousine, but it was a big car. It was his car, and it stopped in the in the bus shelter, and the driver got out. I was absolutely bucketing it down with rain. It was so wet and cold. And the guy goes round and he opens the door for this gentleman to get in. Now, I was quite a way away at the time, and I just remember thinking to myself, because I'd tried all sorts of stuff. I tried trying to find apartments to rent, to make money renting other people's apartments. I tried drop shipping at the time, and this is like 10 years ago. This is a while ago, and none of these things worked. And I tried this and I tried the other, and it didn't matter how hard I tried, I just wasn't getting anywhere. And I was really starting to get depressed, and like, why is this not working? You know, I was having bad days. I don't know how many days I cried, because I was desperate to show to my then wife, which I'm glad I never found financial freedom while I was with her. Actually, I'm just very, very glad of that now. But there I was, and I was desperate, and I saw this guy who's obviously got a lot of money, you know, and he's got a driver coming to pick him up, and I just saw him getting in the car, and I just started running like a crazy man. I started running towards him, and just as he's sort of getting in the car, I put my hand there, and I was like, look, wait a minute, will you? You know, I'm not crazy. And the driver was looking at me like, what's going on? I'm surprised he didn't pull a gun out. It's a good job we're in Tenerife. People don't have guns, but it's like, and the guy was like, can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry that I'm interrupting you, but it's like, and I started to explain to him, I said, look, I'm not mental, but it's just, I'm looking to, how did you make your money? I'm looking to get out of the hospitality trade, and I'm desperate. Can you help me? What did you do? Can you tell me? And I will do whatever you tell me. And he pulled this book out, and he showed it to me, and he said, look, read this book for 40 minutes every day, and then do what the book tells you, and you will be financially free within a year. And I was like, wow. And he was like, gave me the book, and I said, is this really going to work? He said, yeah, just read the book, just do what it says. And then, and how many of you want that book now? How many of you want me to tell you the name of that book? Most of you, yeah? And I'm sure if I'd told you the name already, you would have gone onto Amazon and tried to find it. That's just a story. Now, I just made that up, right? But the point I'm getting across is that I didn't sell you the book. You don't know what the book is called. You don't know what it's about. You don't know what color it is. You don't know what size it is. You don't know how much it costs. But you want the book because of the story I told you. You see? And that's the power of selling, is you tell people a story about why the product changed your life and why you bought the product. And then people will buy it to you. And plus, if you make them an offer, so you have the product and item number 1 and item number 2 and item number 3 and item number 4, all for a certain price. If somebody else is selling just the product, who are people going to buy from? So if you tell people a great story and make them an offer, not just sell them a product, but make them an offer, that's how you sell. And that's what we're going to be covering in step 2, is how to market and how to sell. All right. And this is the metamorphosis part. Step 1 is all about learning about how we're consumers, and all we do is take and take and take and take and take and take and take. In step 2, we're going to learn how to metamorphosize and become creators. And to be creators, not only do you need to learn how to create something, you need to learn how to market and sell. So what I'm going to teach you in step 2 is how to change people's beliefs. And we're going to use something called the 1-sentence persuasion technique. Now, if you've never heard about that, this is an amazing, it's one sentence that you can use basically to get anybody to believe whatever you want them to believe. And it works like a dream. It works like a charm. I use it on a daily basis. All right. Now, it's powerful stuff. Use it for good. Don't use it for bad. Everything that you're going to learn in step 2 is going to give you a lot of power, because it's all human psychology. Marketing and sales is human psychology. That's it. All right. Now, once you learn how to move people, you can move the world. All right. So Hitler used exactly the same techniques that you're going to learn in step 2. Exactly the same techniques. But I think we'd agree he didn't use them for the right reasons. Yeah. So step 2 is learning to market, learning how to sell. So you're going to learn how to change people's beliefs through using stories, and how to sell using stories and offers. Okay. Have a great day. Bye-bye.